Hey guys, I realized I haven't made a video in like a week or two, and I just was in the middle of doing something and I thought maybe I would turn it into a video. So I am making squash, and the way that I make it is that I actually mash it like mashed potatoes. But white potatoes don't really have a lot of nutritional value, where squash really does. So this is, let's see if I can angle my camera and it'll stay put. Okay, so this squash, this is how I bought it, and I just took it out of a wrapper, essentially. So I have this type of knife, and just cutting them. It is a little difficult to cut. Squash is really hard, so you do want a big knife like this. It helps you to gain some control. And I have water boiling, so while it's boiling, I'm just here cutting this up. See, when it gets really big like this, that's when it's even harder to cut. Okay, and then from here, I'm just going to cube it up. Like that. And the smaller that you cube it up, the quicker that it cooks. And I'm just going to mash it with a masher once it's all done. Unfortunately, you guys won't get to see that part because I don't really do any editing, kind of vlogging style, so it's gonna rely on you to use a little bit of your own knowledge. But essentially, once I dice it like this, I'll show you how I add it to boiling water. That I think can be something like, unless you've added things to boiling water before, that can be a new experience. So I am going to go ahead. I do see that my water is boiling. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I add it. I take a ladling spoon and just fill it up as much as I can with squash. And I actually ladle the squash into the water. That way it doesn't splash up at me. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Just load up as much as I can into the ladle. And then ladle it into the water. And then I do just add a little bit of salt at this point. I'm using this kosher salt. No specific amount. I just use a little bit to season the water. And then I let this cook. So I set a timer for 10 minutes. And I let this cook for 10 minutes. And I check it with a fork to see how soft it is. And then, you know what? I don't really want to cook all of the squash. I was thinking like maybe I would put some in a Ziploc bag and save it up, but, you know, for like meal prep purposes. But I think I am going to cook the whole thing and then just bring the rest of it for lunch. So I'm going to set my timer here for 10 minutes. And once the 10 minutes is done, I just take one little piece out and check it with a fork, see how close it is to done. And then if it is in fact done, I drain it. I drain it with a strainer and return it back into the pot and then mash it with a masher. So yeah, I add maybe I'll taste it and see if it needs any more salt, pepper, and maybe a little bit of butter, but not real butter. I'm calling it butter. Coconut spread. Because that's better for you than butter. Oh, this overhead lighting just makes me look so daggone shiny. So, anywho, that is my video. I hope that you found it helpful. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but that's basically it. Alright guys, take care. Bye.